Hello. It's been a little while. Some things have changed. Dummy. Yeah, so I cut off my face, or what has become known as my face over the last year. I don't know if I'll go back or not yet. It was kind of nice having to wear a mask and not having a lion's mane sticking out everywhere. Yeah, that was kind of nice. Went with some friends and did some escape rooms in Chicago this weekend. Wasn't that bad. We got out of them. One of them claimed to be the hardest room in America and the second hardest room in the United States, and we did better in that room than we did in the other room, which didn't claim to have any ranking. So that was kind of cool. Either one was neat. First room was themed as a prison. There was 4 of us together. We had to work together to escape the prison. So we were locked, blindfolded, then locked in cells. All the lights were turned off besides like emergency lights because they're simulating a riot. So then we had to get our way out of the cells, which included crawling on the floor to look under beds and stuff. One point there were some lockers we found. We found a spoon, which we end up. Oh, my internet went out. Damn. We found a spoon, which we didn't know what to do with it, so eventually we end up using it to open up a vent cover, which gave us some more supplies. Sorry, my internet's going out. I don't know what's up with this. So then we end up finding our way out, removing some bars and stuff like that. Gotten into the warden's office, and we were able to escape with about 5.5 minutes left, so we did pretty good. Then we tried to go to another one, and we booked the wrong place. So we're in downtown Chicago, and we're 6 miles away from our next location with about an hour to go till we get there. We were not walking that whole way, so we ended up having to get a Uber, which was oh so fun. But yeah, the second room was a medieval themed room. It was really cool. It's a little harder in the first one. We got out with around a minute something left. Then I stared out the window the whole ride back to home. So one thing I did find out is I still struggle with people I don't know. One of the people that went with us was a brother of one of the other guys, and I didn't know him, and he was a little much for me. So I can kind of understand how Blake gets sometimes, because that's how I felt. You know, the 2 of the guys I was with I've been friends with for, one of them, almost 20 years. Yeah, since 04, so what's that make, 17 years? Yeah, 04, 03, somewhere in there. And the other one I've known through Rakuten. For the last handful of years, he used to be someone I worked with. So it was a good time. Hopefully I didn't ruin anybody's fun while we were there, because not that I try to be a party pooper, but I can be, because I get in my own head. Especially in an event like that where I don't necessarily feel like I'm smart enough's not the right word, but competent enough. I don't really want to use that word either, but that's what I'll go with for now. Like, you know, I'm not good at puzzles. I mean, puzzles are fine. Like, I can't do a Rubik's Cube. One of our friends, close friend of mine, is one of the only people I've ever actually seen in person do a Rubik's Cube fast, and it's pretty amazing because I can't do it. I feel like if Blake focused on it long enough, Blake could definitely do it. Or probably could do it, I should say. But I just don't know. I did get, these kids got these little puzzle ones one time, and I got one of those, and I can never do it again. So it made me feel special for about 10 seconds until Emily wanted me to see me do it again. That was a good Sunday. I had the day off work, so we could go and do that. Yesterday, though, was what I wanted to talk about. Yesterday, I don't know what was up. Just kind of out of nowhere. Some anxiety hit, depression. There's thoughts of suicide. Not that I'm going to do it, and I've said that before, and I stick by that, but just out of nowhere, those thoughts are there. I talked to Emily about it last night, just so she knows that, this is what's going on. I'm not hiding anything. I've made you a promise I'm never going to do that. And that's that. I don't know why it came. I mess up my routine sometimes, because sometimes I'll forget to take medication in the morning, so I'll take it in the afternoon, and maybe it's not kicking in enough, or it's kicking my butt up until the point where it does kick in. So that kind of sucked. Just really bad day. I laid down on lunch and took a 22-minute nap or something like that. And, excuse me. I felt a little better after that, so that was nice, but I don't know. I slacked on homework. My whole undergrad career, I never turned in anything late. Like, I got really good grades undergrad. When I was at NIU, and I don't know if I talked about that, but yeah, I did horrible at NIU. I mean, and it was all on me. Just first time away from home and everything else. So that's a story for another day, because it's not a fun story. But yeah, I slacked on homework. I started on Saturday night. I was doing some of my work because everything was due by Sunday night. And I just got to that point where I just couldn't do it anymore. I turned it off and I bought the fights and just laid on the couch to watch fights the rest of the night. Not smart by any means. One of my professors is my advisor, and I'd spoken with her before about some of the issues I was going through with the pandemic and school and everything else. And, for that semester we came up with a plan. And this semester, I'm like, well, we did that last time, I was feeling better. So we hopped back into classes, and she's one of my professors this time, so I just sent her an email saying, hey, I'm not expecting anything. I don't expect, less of a grade if I turn in, or I expect less of a grade. I'm not saying this for pity or anything like that, but, this is what's going on. My doctors sent me to a psychologist because apparently I'm crazy, or something along those lines. And, this is what's going on. I haven't received a response back, and maybe I won't. It doesn't necessarily matter to me, because I'm going to hopefully finish up all the work tonight and get it all turned in, and just take my loss of points. And I haven't necessarily found grad school hard so far. I mean, there's parts that are challenging. So far, I find more of it just what I'm going to school for uninteresting, so it's the last thing I really want to do with my time. Which is bad, because I'm spending a lot of money to do this, and I need to get some stuff out there so that I can get into a school and a program that will work a little bit better for me. Somewhere I want to be, something I'm interested in. I kind of went into the special education field because of Blake, and because I knew there was a lot of jobs there that needed filling, and I thought it was something I would enjoy. The more I've kind of worked at it and stuff, it's not something I necessarily enjoy. And a lot of that's because, when I was in school, special education teachers had their own classroom, their own students. And that's kind of what I wanted out of becoming a teacher. Like, I wanted to work with, some of the most vulnerable students, the ones that aren't getting what they need, and the ones that just need extra help, because as grumpy as I appear and everything else, I have a soft spot for kids, and I want to help them because kids are vulnerable, and if no one's going to stick up for them, they try to stick up for themselves if they can, and oftentimes they can't. So I want to be that advocate for younger kids. I just didn't feel I could do that in a special education role when you're supporting teachers that are teaching these students. And I do think it's a good thing that we have these students in the least restrictive environment, in a general education classroom as much as possible. But at the same time, that doesn't mean it's right for me. I've had good luck talking to some of these schools. Some of them just keep blowing my phone up. I don't know if that's a good thing on my end, or if that's just a school that really wants people and their money. So yeah, a lot of stuff I need to do. I hate slacking. I do it because sometimes my mind just can't handle doing some of the stuff I need to do. One thing I thought about on Saturday coming home, so I'm not like most people my age, and not that I'm anything special, because I definitely don't think that I am. But my friends that I was with on Saturday, they work and they do this here and there, and they do their own things, but they have free time. I mean, I really don't have that, and that's not something I really ever thought about. I just one thing to the next all day long. If I take a day off, like I felt bad coming home on Sunday because I should have been doing work, and instead I was out having fun. So that's not good. It's not good for me. It's probably not good for the people I'm hanging out with, because you act like you don't necessarily want to be there when that wasn't the case. It's been rough because with COVID and this pandemic in general, I've been working from home for over a year now, and some days are good, some days are bad. My mom helps out as much as she can, takes kids. She's had broccoli, Becca, for 2 days now. She'll come home tonight, and I can tell she's missed me because she video calls me and sends me a message. We mess with each other a lot, and that's one thing I love about her. She sent me a picture of a scab on the back of her foot, and told her I was going to have to give her stitches with a rusty needle. And she knows I'm joking, so she calls me and tells me no in her little voice. She's got her dad wrapped around her finger. But yeah, since my life has changed a lot, and you don't necessarily realize it. For me, I don't realize it. Thinking about it, what happened a year ago, and where I'm at now compared to the last time I left my office. Since then, well, I started one of the charities. The conversation started right February last year, January. Actually, it started before then, but me actually joining the board started around that time, and I joined in March or April, which in a way is good because it's a good thing for the community. In a way, it's bad because I am now trapped, not trapped, that's not the right word. We are stuck living here for about 5 more years unless I give up my seat on the executive board of that charity, because the requirements to hold the seat vary. They have a couple different ways you can go. So if you're so much below the poverty level, you can hold the seat because this is a low poverty area. And for us, I hold the seat because we live in this area where there's a lot of poverty and stuff. So I got my seat because of our address. So if I was to move, I would have to imagine that I would have to give up my seat. And then that may be what happens at some point, just because what I'm talking about, I have so much stuff going on that, is it fair to everyone else? Is it fair to me? So I've been trying to find some people for that board because we need people anyways. But part of that's also finding people so that I can step away from that one, spend more time on schooling, spend more time on the other executive board I'm on, which is guess I would say a not a hassle. It's not the word. Stressful. That's a better word. Um, we're doing a 5K on May 1st. Well, part of my job as the public relations person is to get sponsorships so that, we're not spending thousands of dollars out of our own pocket trying to raise, a couple $100. Well, because of COVID and this pandemic, I am finding it really hard to do those things. A lot of businesses have said no thank you. The money's not there right now. Other ones said that, we could do something, haven't heard back from them since. Phone calls go unanswered, emails go unanswered. So yeah, I have about a month to come up with a couple $1,000. And I'm not sure how to do that unless I just take it out of our bank account. Not sure Emily would like that though. I mean, that's a pressure that I put on myself that I need to figure out a way to fix. And in her defense, Emily's defense that is, she's done really well for me and reached out to Staples and they want to do something. They've offered us to donate some supplies, which, we'll need during all of this, especially things like pens. So you see some places that won't reuse the pen at all and other places to kind of wipe them down. But regardless, we need pens and, we'll have to come up with a method to handle that. So, we're going to see about them donating pens and bags for, like, snacks for the runners and stuff like that. And Emily's still working on getting sponsorship from them. So, that's good. Not going to fill the huge gap I have, but that's my job, not hers. So I guess this weekend I get to go pound pavement more and see if I could ever even cut it as a politician going door to door. This isn't door to door, but business to business, I guess. It's also amazing how many places just don't respond. Like, I have so much more respect for a place if it's a job, if it's, a donation request, whatever it is. If you can just say, we can't do it right now, or you're not the right fit. Like, I personally would have so much more respect for that business or, that company that did that, because you're not giving someone high expectations. You're not giving them hope that, okay, this place may donate, this place may call me back for a job or whatever. But companies just don't seem to do that anymore. Especially in an age of technology when you're not even supposed to talk to anyone for a job interview or anything. You have to go into the building and, you ask for a job because they're going to apply online. I don't know many places that still have paper applications that the type of job that I would be applying for, or I guess something beyond like a teenager's first job or something like a McDonald's or fast food. I see a lot of them still having it, but probably having a online version also. So yeah, that's been rather hard. My own company said no, which I didn't necessarily expect them to say yes, but I would have liked them to, because for me that shows that, you support your team members, your employees, and I can't say necessarily bad things. My work did give everyone $15 in a account that we have where you can donate the money. Like, I couldn't take that money and just go buy popsicles. It was they set up their own charity kind of thing. It definitely through another company's website, but it's the face we see has our name on it. So it's what's probably happened is another company's running the charity aspect of it, and through that we're allowed to put in hours for working and volunteering and money donations and stuff like that. So tried to get anyone that was friends with me on Facebook or whatever to donate their money to my charity, and in doing so I promised to match those donations. I still plan to do that. I'm just trying to figure out how I can figure out how much got donated. I have some people that told me they donated theirs, so I was going to match that contribution. Other ones I don't know because I can't see the back end of it, and that bothers me a little bit, but what am I going to do? Yeah, Emily started watching these videos too. Which, haven't been bad. For her, the ones she's watched so far have actually been good. I don't think I ever really make fun of her or anything like that. Anything that's not beyond joking. I joke with her a lot, and she knows that. Most people that know me, I do that with. Kind of be my stupid self and not worry so much about someone judging me or an image. It's one thing that I've thought a lot about more lately is my image via social media, via just everything. I don't know that I will ever run for a public office. Something that at some point I'd probably like to do to some extent. Maybe school board or something like that. But yeah, so I put these out there for the world to see, and if I ever do, these will be out there for someone to watch. Which brings me to the next thing. My last video I spoke about the triage meeting, and for me that stuff sticks in my head. So I'm analyzing everything in my head, and I'm just trying to tell myself that I can do this, I guess, to the extent that I'm not gonna make it a game. I'm not gonna mess with the psychologist. I keep saying that, but I have this feeling that I will. I told Emily about it last night, and she just, in a way she laughed, and in a way she didn't laugh, because it's funny to some extent that, that's what I would do, because I talked about how I did that when I was little. And I don't necessarily, I don't know, I think that I felt like I was ready to open up more, and I don't know that I feel that way anymore. I don't know. It's hard for me because I don't want to say that I'm smart, but I've never felt smart. Not that you have to be smart to play games with people, but it's cat and mouse game for psychologists. It's what it was when I was a little kid going to them. No one ever figured out what went on, and I guess to some extent I've already told these people what's going on, and I don't know. I think I just gotta get out of my way, or just deal. One of the hard parts is, what do you do? I don't know that there's a right answer. There most likely is very much a wrong answer. So that's on my mind, because that's the 7th, so a little over a week away. Yeah, I don't know. Besides that, kids are on spring break this week. So, like I said, it's just Blake and I right now. House is quiet. He's in his room. And I'm working. Excuse me. When I started this, I wanted it to be written. First off, I hate the way I look. I always have. That's another weird thing about me. I cannot look at myself in a mirror. I would post pictures and stuff on Facebook, but I gotten a little better, but I don't know. I don't know why. The thing I learned about in schooling was body dysmorphia, and I hate to say I have anything, but unfortunately, a lot of the signs were there for that one. And that one to me is just something that, is in my head, kind of like taking compliments. It's not something I'm good at. I don't know if it's because I never got a lot of them or what the story is, but I'm not good at it. And yeah. Besides that, I got nothing new. Busy. Oh, I was getting back to... Yes, I went way off track with that one. All stuff I do. So, between 2 charities, the secretary of the PTO, work, student, dad, sometimes it just gets to be too much. At what point do I pull back and focus on the more important things, like schooling, which is gonna, allow me to better my career in whatever ways. So that's that one. Besides that, I applied for some promotions at work. I don't know that I get any, but I needed to apply to find out. I would like to stay where I'm at for now, at least, until I'm done with school, because if I was to go and change careers or change jobs, I would not have nearly the amount of vacation time I can get. I go to a school and have to change everything if I went to teach right now. So I'm hanging out. My job's still there. I still do a good enough job to have a job. So they're allowing me to stay and keep working for now. That may change any day, once I find out who I really am. I did not yawn all day until I started talking. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna keep rattling on like I'm doing. So I will let you guys all go for the day. Enjoy your day. Be kind. Bye.